Tiny tricks for classroom and behaviour management part 2. As I said in part 1, there's many teachers all around the world now, post-COVID, are faced with going back to face-to-face teaching, and we're concerned. Have we forgot all we used to know about dealing with a bunch of 15 upwards moody teenagers who don't want to be there? Again, a lot of this stuff comes from mainstream teaching rather than ESL teaching, but the same rules can apply. Can we get to the stage where just by doing this, we can make a whole class sit in silence and want to listen to what we're going to say? Okay, first of all, I talked about nipping things in the bud, welcoming students to the classroom. I talked about being prepared and how that was most important, being prepared and organised. I talked about the Jedi mind trick of when you want a student to do something, say thank you. Okay, get your pencil out. Thank you. Oh, great. That's lovely. Oh, thanks. Yes, I talked about loopholing and giving them an option, and they'll choose the nicer option, which is always to do the work. I talked about deflecting, saying, oh, John, we can talk about this at the end of the lesson, can't we? Also, catch them doing something good is a good trick. Reward the positive. And not, as you probably know, not always just the right answer, but the effort. Catch someone doing something good and make a big deal of it, and perhaps others will want to do good things as well. Remember that you are chastising the behaviour, not the pupil. You don't say something like, John, you are a horrible boy, you need to learn to grow up. You'll get a much better respect by saying, John, that's not like you. You're usually a really nice lad. You're usually a bright lad. What's wrong today? That's you're trying to deal with the issue rather than the student. Deal with the behaviour, not the student. Acting. I learned this very early on in my teaching career after observing another teacher. He shouted at a pupil for swinging on his chair ever so slightly, and he looked really angry. And then he turned round to me. The pupil was like, oh, people was shocked. It was the first day with his new class, and then he turned round to me and he smiled and he went, "Yep, he'll never swing in his chair again." And you could see I was a bit shocked, and he went, "If you don't stop them swinging in the chairs, before the end of the week they'll be swinging from the light shades." So he taught me if I wasn't naturally upset and angry about something, that I could act that way with the little things to stop the big things happening. Looking after your own health and fitness is another thing that's really important. When you're feeling good, it's a lot easier to deal with these small niggling issues, and when you're feeling tired and you're shattered, you let things slip that you shouldn't. Look after your own health. Get some exercise. Get some sleep. Overacting sometimes can overacting with little issues, as I said, can lead to big results. What else have I got in this list? Don't smile until Christmas is an old maxim in the UK. Classes start new school year will start round about August, and the teaching maxim is don't smile until Christmas. And what it really means is you can always be nicer to a class, but you can't be nice and friendly and everybody's buddy and then try and reel it in and be a strict disciplinarian. That doesn't work. You must start out as a strict disciplinarian, and you can always relax later. Don't smile until Christmas. Remember, Johnny's acting up, not always because he hates you, just because other things that are in his life are causing him to act up. Don't take everything personally. If you take things personally, think, oh, all my students hate me, that's going to destroy you. A lot of the behaviour's not because of you, it's because of other issues. Don't take things personally. Something I had noted down years ago was that the best teachers were parents, I don't know if that's true, but I think it tends to be. They just have so much more experience dealing constantly, almost 24 hours, with behaviour management problems. So there you go, half a dozen little tricks for classroom management. If you have any more, please tell me. Please leave them in the comment section. I'm sure as soon as I press stop, I'll think of another 3. There's a fantastic book you can look at called, it's written by a man called Jeff Thompson, and it's called The Art of Fighting Without Fighting, which comes from a Bruce Lee quote. It's how to deal mentally and psychologically with people's behaviour, how to deal with conflict without getting involved in a confrontation. It's a fantastic book, The Art of Fighting Without Fighting by Jeff Thompson. Every teacher should have to read it.